Today we're discussing obesity, a chronic disease that has become a symbol of wealth. In the past, being overweight was a sign of wealth and indicated belonging to the upper class. Historical depictions often portrayed wealthy or powerful people as obese and even villainous. The reason is similar to today's perspective. The upper class and those in power were seen as greedy and corrupt, so being overweight was associated with villainy. But what about now? Nowadays, villains are depicted as sleek, well-dressed individuals with good physiques and polished appearances, yet they are often shown as ruthless and malicious. Expensive clothes and accessories remain a constant. This shift in the portrayal of villains mirrors the changing image of the wealthy and powerful in society. With industrial development, genetic modification of food, and global affluence, not only the elite but also ordinary citizens in relatively prosperous countries started having more disposable income. Consequently, obesity has become associated with poverty and a lack of self-control. High-calorie, energy-dense foods have become cheaper, while healthy foods have become more expensive. This shift is also evident in the standards of beauty and sex symbols. In developing countries or the past, obesity was a sign of wealth and leisure, and the obese were admired. This was not only in developing countries, but also in ancient Greece, where statues depicted beauty standards that would be considered overweight today. Over time, the preference shifted from plump figures to slender ones, and now to healthy bodies. The rise of the fitness industry is no coincidence. An ideal society values healthy bodies, not too obese or too skinny. There is no need to overwork your body to be beautiful. However, maintaining a healthy body is not cheap. While it is possible without spending money, it is not easy. In a society of abundance, it is hard to resist delicious and stimulating foods. Moreover, obesity is a disease, not just a result of laziness or lack of self-control. In 1997, the World Health Organization officially recognized obesity as a disease, specifically a chronic disease, and one of the significant diseases humanity must overcome. Obesity is not just a disease, it is also a social problem. A large number of people worldwide are obese, causing substantial economic losses. The Socioeconomic Costs of Obesity report estimates that without improvements in prevention and treatment measures, economic losses equivalent to about 3% of the global GDP, or $432 trillion, will occur annually. Understanding the causes of obesity and the factors that trigger it helps to see why it is classified as a disease. Factors influencing obesity include genetics, environment, stress, childhood experiences, and neurotransmitters. Among these, genetics is the fundamental reason. Obesity is defined as an excessive accumulation of body fat. But the fundamental cause of obesity is heavily influenced by genetics, regardless of personal will or effort. Before this fact was discovered, obesity was often dismissed as a lack of effort. But this perception has changed. The recognition of obesity as a chronic disease is evident in the current stock market. Those involved in stocks may have noticed the rapid rise in pharmaceutical stocks, particularly those related to obesity treatments. The stocks of many industries have risen, but none more sharply than artificial intelligence and pharmaceuticals. While the rise in AI stocks is understandable, the surge in pharmaceutical stocks is due to obesity treatments. Obesity drugs, considered game changers in the biotech industry, saw stock prices soar even with just rumors of research. Even global pharmaceutical companies like Merck, which had previously abandoned obesity drug development for profitability, have re-entered the competition. Last year in the European stock market, Novo Nordisk, the developer of the obesity drug Wegovy, achieved the highest market capitalization in Europe. Celebrities, including Hollywood stars and American TV personalities like Oprah Winfrey, who previously claimed to follow exercise and diet regimens, were found to be using obesity drugs. With the rise in prosperity, obesity has become a global wave beginning in earnest in the 1970s in the United States. As of 2016, 13% of the world's adults were obese, and no OECD country has seen a decrease in obesity rates annually. Asian countries have lower obesity rates due to dietary habits. As obesity became a social issue, more researchers studied it, revealing that genetics significantly contribute to obesity rather than it being merely a matter of laziness. However, public perception still often views diet and obesity as issues of self-discipline rather than scientific or medical issues. Amidst this, effective obesity drugs have become sensationally popular. Previous drugs had severe side effects, but the weight loss observed in people using the diabetes drug semaglutide, with over 15% reduction, sparked the current obesity drug boom due to its relatively mild side effects. Currently, supply cannot meet demand, making these drugs very expensive. But does the development of these drugs mean obesity, one of humanity's challenges, will be conquered? There is skepticism. Current obesity treatments require lifelong weekly administration. Stopping the medication leads to weight regain. Ensuring all obese individuals worldwide take these medications is a significant challenge. Even at high prices, demand exceeds supply. Can pharmaceutical companies meet such immense demand? Even if they could, obesity is increasingly a characteristic of poverty. Those severely affected by obesity are not the wealthy, but the poor. It's unrealistic for national health insurance to cover lifelong obesity medications without drastic increases in premiums. Global cooperation on this issue is also difficult to imagine. The current obesity drugs have fewer side effects but are not without them. These treatments could exacerbate social inequalities. The wealthy will find ways to use these drugs, while the poor will remain obese without solutions. Ultimately, the goal should be a healthy body, requiring a combination of healthy eating habits and exercise. Despite genetic and environmental factors, proper management tailored to one's body is crucial. Dieting often focuses on weight, but if body fat remains the same, weight gain doesn't necessarily mean fat gain. The key is continuous, healthy, scientific body management. Even with a strong genetic predisposition for appetite, what you eat is crucial. Understanding nutrition and managing hormones appropriately can lead to freedom from obesity. What we currently lack most is an understanding of obesity and dieting. Simply starving or exercising excessively is not the answer. Living healthily and stress-free with a scientifically accurate diet tailored to your body is possible regardless of genetics. This concludes our discussion on obesity as a chronic disease.